Welcome, everybody, to Sasha and Goff, live recorded. I'm Sasha,
And I am Goff.
and this is a very special episode. That's right, we are doing our top three and bottom three very special
Special
episodes.
episodes.
What does that mean? Can you explain that for the people, Goff?
I actually can, yes, because when I was kind of doing a little research on this, I found the actual definition and I pulled it up because I wanted to read it. For anyone who is unfamiliar with what a very special episode, all of us have seen those, and I know anyone listening to this grew up with Sasha and I, so you know that a very special episode is an advertising term originally used in American television promos to refer to an episode of a sitcom or drama series which deals with a difficult or controversial social issue. There's no one uniform definition for what a very special episode is, but it is determined by a TV show's atypical serious subject matter compared to its usual content. Very special episodes are oftentimes dismissed as showing cringy, simple solutions to complex problems. So I think the key word here is cringy, and that's why I was so excited about doing this episode because spoiler, most of them are bad. And it's not
Okay.
like they're just like, man, this episode sucked, but it's just like I think dredging up the memories of these shows, it's like these are all like yeah, they're at times hard to watch.
Cringy is the right word. I just
Yeah.
thought some of them were good and some of them weren't as good. And yeah, I don't know. We'll get to it, I guess. As people can tell, we are back on the Google Meats and Cheeses because it's
Yeah.
still January and it's still negative 10 degrees outside, and Goff still works at 4 a.m. and we're miserable. And this winter sucks. And this is the worst winter this is the worst I've felt during winter in quite some time. And yeah, how how are you dealing with winter, seeing as though you have to be outdoors and doing other stuff?
I fucking hate it just as much as everyone else, but the cold is like the snow now. I've just whatever. I mean, like I that's what I do now, so it's like I welcome it for the overtime. But the cold, dude, like my garage like squeals in this weather because it's just
Hmm.
grinding on the thing. And now, and I know that it always because it'll get better when the weather gets warmer. But now it's doing this thing where it drops down and then it stops and starts going back up. You have to three times. You have to, and it's we've got it down to a science that you have to hit it three times. You have to watch this thing go down, go back up, stop it, go down, go back up, stop three times. Sucks, but yeah, it's tough, man. And then like today after work, it was rough. I had to take Natalie to go get two shots. She's not even old enough to drink yet, but no, she hates shots. It was awful. I felt terrible because she was like legit crying, and which is so weird because as a kid, she was so fucking tough. I mean, like she would like watch them give her shots. She'd be like like looking as it went in, but so yeah, it's been a rough time. Yeah, we're all sick. Well, we're kind of getting over it, but
Yeah, I got sick
yeah.
again this week. This is
Ugh.
the third time in 2 months that I've been sick, and probably has lasted about 3 weeks total for those three sicknesses.
Jeez.
This was a flu. This was the first time I had the flu. I was at work, and my boss could tell that I was really struggling to like just anything. I couldn't concentrate. It was really, really tough. And so about halfway through the day, he let me go home, and I just came home and I just like laid on the ground, and for the next like however many hours,
Wow.
just cold compresses
Mm.
and a little bit of aspirin or whatever, a little bit of medicine, Tylenol, because I want autistic children or whatever. And
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, it was just sitting there, and I would sleep in 45-minute spurts. I would get up, and then I would have to switch out cold compresses, and it sucked. And the I had a fever, like 102 fever.
Oh.
And then the next day I woke up and it was gone, but I still felt horrible. Like I had this bad headache. So I actually called off of work, which is not a very blue collar boy thing of me to do. B, it's not something I ever really do. I'm not a call off of work person. I'm a go to
Yeah.
work and get everyone sick person. That's what I am.
Hell yeah.
And so this week, in addition to taking the day off of work, oh, and by the way, that was Wednesday and Thursday, and then Friday was negative 30 degrees outside.
Yeah, no school. It was nice. We
And a
got
lot of
a
people,
cold
a
day.
lot of businesses were closing and stuff like that. But I went in on that day to win points back with Shug, who has called me out this week saying I am no longer a blue collar boy.
That's what I was gonna say, man. Yeah, it's because you dumped job number 2, so now you're just
I
some
know. And
some
guess what,
wussy
Shug?
ass millennial.
Shug, you're 100% correct. I am no longer
Ooh.
a blue collar boy. I am a white collar criminal. Hopefully, that's what I would love to be in the future if it pays good. And yeah, but I was only sick for like day and a half, 2 days, whatever it was, and back at it. And I did something stupid this weekend.
Uh-oh.
Because I was a blue collar boy and I was starting a new job. I had a dentist appointment on like a Wednesday at like 8:30 or 9 in the morning, which is like when I used to normally go to the dentist. And I was like, well, I don't want to miss work. Even if it's going to work late, I don't want to do that. So I switched an appointment to a Saturday. And they're like, well, we don't have Saturdays for 4 months. And I said, give me whatever you have at any time. And so I got a 7 a.m. Saturday dentist appointment. And then it was fine up until this past Saturday.
Up until
where I was
7
like,
a.m.
son of a bitch. I had to get up and go to this. And my dentist is by where you live. And you do not live close by me.
Nope. It's about 30 minutes.
Get up early, go to the dentist, no cavities. Thank you very much.
Nice.
And then I was home by like 8 a.m., which was, but I knew my day was going to be ruined because of like getting up too early and then like having this middle of the day to do nothing. And then I was going to a christening for my family, which I found out the day before wasn't happening until 4 p.m. So 7 a.m. dental appointment, 4 p.m. christening, and then dinner after the christening, which featured hundreds of my Serbian relatives who are all sick, every single one of them. And so I was being a big jerk on Saturday. My aunt came to give me a hug, and I was like, no. I was only fist bumping people. A lot of people were confused. One of my cousins, I actually went back and I felt bad because I like yelled at him and I was like, don't you dare hug me. Like,
were you misting people with what is it?
I was just trying to avoid everyone as much as possible. So I was only fist bumping. And then I felt bad because like, I like some of my cousins and I don't get to see them often. So I went up to one of my cousins and I gave him like a side hug. And I said, look, I love you very much. You're my cousin. I'm sorry for the fist bump thing. I'm just sick of being sick. And then I had to give his sister a side hug because you can't hug one cousin if there's siblings involved. So it was a big thing over there, and got to enjoy a Serbian Saturday. And then it started snowing on the way home, so that was fantastic.
So let me ask you a question real quick, going back to your boss letting you go home early.
Yeah.
Do you and I'm more so just joking around, but like, how do you feel when someone comes up to you and says like you don't look good or you look sick, or like do you ever take offense to that, or is it because you're in the workplace and you're like,
look at me,
means I get to go home?
I am not based on my looks, I could probably be sent home early every day.
Oh, come on. No, I've actually in the last like week, with just how much like I've been working, and it's mostly just getting up early and going in a few hours early here and there. But in the last week or so, I've probably had 2 or 3 just like coworkers like, hey man, you all right? Just because I'm walking around like a zombie. Like, and it sucks. But yeah, no, I was just, I don't know. Some people get like, and I'm not saying I get like offended, but it is kind of like, what am I doing? That's making, like you're kind of like, no, I'm just being myself. I mean, maybe I don't have a pep in my step, and I haven't done any cocaine this morning.
I was milking it a little bit. Like, I don't want to say milking it because I was sick, but I was just kind of like, woof, like everything.
You started putting in the work the day before?
No, but I mean, I was moving slow. I was like very noticeably something wasn't right because normally I'm Johnny work fast. Not a good thing.
I
Not a
was
good
gonna
nickname
say,
to have
Johnny,
on
you
the
work
street.
fast. Megan calls you something else.
No, that's what she calls me too. And I'm like, at least get my name right. But yeah, like I'm thankful that someone employs me. You know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
want to do a good job for them. So when I'm at work, I work and I work hard and I try to do it the best that I can. But there's just you could tell something wasn't right that day, and I was like sweating, like
Mm.
it was pretty bad. So
I think my least favorite that when I'm sick is the chills. Like when you
oh,
just that's the worst for me because like I hate being cold.
that's what I had.
I started
Yeah,
off with a rant about how much I hate the cold, but I mean like yeah, that's the worst. I mean like when you're in layers and it's still just like what is wrong? What is wrong? Something's wrong.
yeah, absolutely. I had the chills, but it didn't last too long. But there was a point where I woke up in the middle of the night, just like literally trembling.
Yeah.
Like that's
Mhm.
crazy. That's
Yeah.
crazy. But happy that that's over. What anything exciting going on in your neck of the woods this week?
Nothing really for me. This very quickly. I saw you. I noticed you saw this on Instagram too. I just wanted to bring up the Macho Monument. I know you
Oh
talked
yeah,
about it a couple weeks ago. I don't really have like solid information. I just know that it's coming along pretty well. And I'm only
yeah,
bringing this. Like I said, I'm not like trying to promote this. This isn't our thing. But I mean, like we did. Bishop got us the shirts because obviously he wanted to support it, and we're talking about it, trying to support it in that way. But I mean, like yeah, I guess they actually did bring it to the board, and I mean, if, like, the videos I'm watching aren't, like, doctored videos, it seems like I mean, like, I didn't even think of it, it's like, I mean, that would be a great idea, what the hell? What do you have to lose?
it's a great
Seriously, a
idea.
couple grand for, like, a bronze statue or I don't know how much these things fucking
I think
cost,
it's
but
gonna happen, dude. I
yeah.
think, and I think that they've gone uh, in front of the city
No, that's
council
what
or
I'm
whatever
saying, like,
multiple times at this
oh,
point.
okay, okay.
And so now the video that they just released recently, it's got people who are like, "Yeah, I could get behind that," and
Mhm.
you're like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah,
And a
that's
lot
what
of
I
them
think I
are
saw.
joking around in the way that non-wrestling fans do, where they're kind of making fun of it. But honestly, I could care less. Make fun of it all you want. Make fun of the people who want a Macho Man statue.
Yeah.
But if you give me the Macho Man statue, who cares? Like that's awesome. I don't know. That was just the vibe that I was getting a little bit while watching some of the videos. So, like one of the guys would be like, "Yeah, why not? This is a Macho Man. I used to watch wrestling back then, or whatever." And then the other guy like called back, and he's like, "Yeah, I could do. As long as he's holding a Slim Jim or whatever."
Yeah, that's what I
Like
saw.
so
But
I
it
don't
does
know if
I
they're
mean
taking it too seriously or what, but like I would love to see it happen, and it feels like it's like building. You know what I mean?
I do think, I mean, like, yeah, he's passed away, but for a small town like Downers Grove, I mean, like, if you could get any kind of like people just like rolling through to take pictures of that thing, I mean, like,
Oh, are you kidding?
yeah,
Chicago's
yeah,
one of the
that's what I'm
biggest
saying.
wrestling towns in the world.
Is it
Like
really?
anyone who visits Chicago will be going to take a picture with a Macho Monument.
Oh
Like
yeah,
absolutely, that would be a huge thing. I love
yeah.
it.
No, I'm really excited, and like I said, it's kind of cool that Bishop kind of brought this to our attention and
Yeah.
started out by supporting it, and it's like yeah, we started following the page, and we're not like doing much, but like I said, I mean, it's still cool to get behind, and if it starts going, then it's like yeah, maybe we could
We're not exactly the people to be pushing
yeah,
pushing it
I
on
just think it's pretty
but
fucking cool.
totally support it 100%. This week is this upcoming Saturday is the Royal Rumble, the WWE Royal Rumble, which
Yeah.
is another event that you're gonna not go to that I invite you to.
We'll see. We'll see. Hey, technically, Pee Wee invited me to this one,
Okay,
so
all right.
I might be turning him down. No, I feel bad though because it's like now, at least like with this weather, the way, and I hate to keep talking about this. I'm sorry, but it's like the way that I answered him was, well, I might have to work that day, so if I
And it's
don't,
true.
I'll
Yeah.
yeah. So it's like instead of just saying like yes, I'll come unless I have work, I start now with if I don't have work, I'll
Mhm.
come. So
Honestly, I could care less about the Royal Rumble. I have no interest in that company anymore.
yeah,
But I want to see my dear friends, producer Tony. And I don't
He's
honestly, I have no clue who else is going to be there, but producer Tony said he was going to be there, and so I said I want to give you a hug. So
what is she's noticed, like, see my head, like I'm trying to look behind you like it's gonna do anything. Producer Tony was just over your left shoulder. Where'd he go?
he's still there.
His Oh, maybe your camera moved then. Because he was
Oh,
sitting right next to that bust of Stanley Hudson wearing the Sacramento Kings jersey. That's what I keep looking at. It looks like Stanley from The Office.
well, what you're not mentioning here is this title belt back here, which is
Yeah,
actually the title belt that you win at the Royal Rumble if your person wins the Royal Rumble party that we
that's
do
right.
every year.
Yeah, you
I
won it
was the
with
last
what? Cody
person to
Rhodes
win
last year, right?
2 years ago, I think.
2 years.
We didn't do it last year,
No.
and so I got to be the longest reigning champion of all time. And I'm not going to bring it and give it to anybody. I'm going to keep it here
Wow.
forever. So
Oh yeah. Cheat to
if you,
win, baby.
yeah, if you want, you can break into my house and take it. But yeah.
Ooh, I'll get back to
What
someday.
you been watching and what you been listening to? Anything fun going on this week? Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Yeah, I got a few things here. All right, first up, I got some music. All right, so where are we at? Jeez. All right, I got two new CDs. Well, not new. One of them's new. One of them's brand new. It's the new album Nine Lives by Goldfinger. Um, I think this is a pretty solid record. There's 12 tracks. There's definitely songs on here. And I mean, like, if you like Goldfinger, you'll love this album. That's all I can say. I do like Goldfinger, but I don't love this album, so I guess I can't say that at the same time. I think sometimes with
So
Goldfinger,
the
it's just like,
exact opposite of what you just
yeah,
said
so
one
what I'm
second ago.
saying, don't t No, I think I just, as much as I do like the album and I think it's pretty solid, I'm still finding myself just like, "God, I wish he'd stop doing this." Because like, when you say Goldfinger, it's pretty much John Feldman at this point. I mean,
Yeah.
well, it's him and one of the other guys who was gone for quite a while, but he came back. And then it's just a super group. It's Mike Herrera, it's one of the guys from Story of the Year, and,
Wow.
so this band is loaded with singers. And John Feldman's not even the best one in the group. I mean, I think Mike Herrera's got a better voice. But then on this album, you've got like 4 or 5 tracks with other guest singers. So it's just like, we don't need all of this. I do got to say, though, it is cool. There's one song with Jim Lindberg on it, who doesn't, at least in the music I'm listening to these days, I don't hear him doing a lot of cameos. Anyone who's not familiar, Jim is the lead singer of Pennywise, who doesn't have like a super like standoutish voice, but I mean, it's cool to see him because Pennywise is my one of my favorite bands. But anyway, yeah, the new album, Nine Lives by Goldfinger. It's if you like Goldfinger, check it out. Another album. What is this one called? I was kind of confused by this. It's called The Fright Before Christmas by Punk Rock Factory. Punk Rock Factory is just a band that does covers. That's all they do. And they pretty much just release everything digitally so they can put this. I mean, like, they're produced really well, though. They're from Wales, I believe. But right up my alley. They're just super fast punk rock. They cover TV shows, old theme songs, things like that. So a lot of fun. This one, the theme, and now this is where I thought they should have just made like 2 EPs instead of one that was half Christmas songs and then the other ones were just like half spooky Halloween. And it's like, okay, like maybe you could have found songs that have those because the first song on there is "This Is Halloween" from the movie. What is that? The Nightmare Before Christmas. So it's like, all right, that's a good start. That's a Christmas song, but it's also spooky. And then like the next song is like "All I Want for Christmas" from like Mariah Carey, and then Thriller. And it's like, what the fuck is the theme here? Either way, the music is awesome. The songs are fine. This came out a while ago, but these guys put out so much music. I hate to say it, that's like one of my only gripes with this band is it's just like, Jesus, let it breathe. Like you don't have time to like listen to the new stuff before they have other new stuff. Um, and then I'm going to talk very quickly about this one because I feel like I've talked about this movie on this podcast, but I did watch it again. The Beekeeper with Jason Statham. I just
Mm.
cannot stress this movie enough for anyone who just wants to watch a good, fun,
Mm.
like a movie about just a guy kicking the shit out of like and again the villains in this movie are credit card like scammers and for like people who like rip off old people, so it's like, yeah, It's great. At this point, it's even better than it being like the commies or something.
I have a list on my phone of what I need to watch, like just stuff that I want to watch at some point. And The Beekeeper is on there because you have
Okay.
brought it up on this podcast, and I didn't know what it was. I was going through the list and I was like, The Beekeeper, what the heck is that? And I Google it, and the movie comes up, and I'm like, why would I ever want to watch this? And then
It's
now you
It's
brought it
got
up
so
again. I'm like, oh
many
yeah.
yeah, it's got so many great, like, bee puns, but they're, like, played like you're not like, you're laughing, but it's like they're not. It's like, "You gotta
Oh,
protect
that's
us."
horrible.
Like, and Jason Statham, I mean, just, like, with his stoic voice, it's so great. Felicia Rashad from, the
Cosby Show.
Huxtables? Cosby Show, there we go. Anyway, yeah, so thumbs up for all 3 of those.
Okay, nice. I got a couple things for you. First and foremost, so on my way home from the dentist appointment on Saturday at 8 a.m., I happened to turn on the local Glen Ellen jazz station that
Ooh.
they play out of COD. They got a little radio station. It's been on forever. Honestly, I listen to a lot of jazz now, and it's really weird because I've never been into it and I don't understand it, but it's just kind of like peaceful music to be
Wait,
like,
I'm sorry, did you say this is coming from COD?
yeah. So College of
This is
DuPage
like
has
5 minutes away from me. Huh.
Yeah, they have like a live radio station there. And I mean, at least since I went to COD, 25 years ago, they've had this radio station.
Wow.
But yeah, so they have this, it's just constantly jazz. And I don't know, there's so many different kinds and whatever, it's jazz. I'm not going to keep saying jazz. Jazz my pants. Tom Johnson. Tom Johnson Jazz Orchestra is the name of this group. So I'm listening to the guy who's hosting the radio show, and he goes, I was talking to Tom Johnson, and he put this song out, and the song is called Cats and Mouses, and it was basically written to a Tom and Jerry episode.
Okay.
And so you can kind of get the gist of what it's going to be. It's like, mouse running away. And yeah. However, there's like jazz soloing happening over this stuff. And so I was like, all right, I'm interested to hear it, but whatever, it is what it is. It starts playing and it's like a 6-minute song. And there's parts in this that like reminded me of like the Blue Meanies.
Nice.
And I loved it. And I actually played it for Megan. I was like, I think you're going to like this too. Cause she kind of likes darker ska, like Hot Stove Jimmy, Blue Meanies type stuff.
Yeah.
And so this was kind of like, it's not heavy, it's not dark, but it was just so like out there and kind of like clown music almost. I absolutely loved it, and I would say check it out. Tom Johnson Jazz Orchestra, Cats and Mouses. If you're an open-minded person who just wants to listen to some random jazz, go ahead.
Which I am not. But I have to ask you
Correct.
one more time. Why did you turn on a Glen Ellen radio station? Like, what made you do that?
Well, I always listen to that jazz station.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. All right. So,
but they just happen to be from Glen Ellen.
Like when you're driving through Villa Park, you pop on their local radio. It's like, it's reggae today.
That'd be awesome if Villa Park had a reggae channel.
That would be pretty cool. Yeah. But you can only listen to it when you're in that town.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Like if you want to listen to classical, you got to go to Elmhurst. It's
1 mile radius. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thumbs up to the show Superstore that me and Megan started watching on your recommendation.
Both of you? Sweet.
Yeah, and it's not the greatest show in the world, but it's fine. It's fine. It's funny. It has its parts. Some of the characters are really good. One of the characters in there, who is the old guy in some of the earlier episodes, I was like, this guy looks familiar. Who is he? And I looked him up. He was Carl Wayne Bishop in the movie Jury Duty featuring Pauly Shore, the guy who was like on trial or whatever. And so that was pretty cool to see. But yeah, it's not like, breaking any comedic ground, but it is funny and it is just a good show. And we've watched more of it than we did because I feel like I've given this show a chance once or twice, but I've only made it like 3 or 4 episodes. So this time we've been watching a bunch of it, and I feel like it's one of those shows we're just gonna keep watching.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
thumbs up, Superstore.
Yeah, it's got like 6 seasons. Like I said, in between seasons 5 and 6, that's when COVID actually hit. And they address that, and they do such a fantastic job. Like, you'll watch that episode, I guarantee you'll be laughing
Okay.
at one, just how ridiculous we all were, but also just how they nail it. So
Yeah.
it'll probably take a while before you get there, but sorry.
I also watched the last season of Always Sunny in Philadelphia, which I haven't seen this particular season. I'm gonna give it a thumbs up because it's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, but it's not their best season, not by any stretch. It's just kind of like, here's some more Always Sunny episodes. There was the episodes with Abbott Elementary that I believe you brought up on this show,
which were way dirtier on FX for the Always Sunny version versus the Abbott version.
One of my favorite scenes was when they were they were having lunch at Abbott Elementary, and they were all at the lunch table, and they just talked about 9/11 conspiracy theories for probably like 3 minutes on the show, which was hilarious. It just kept going. You thought the scene was going to end, and they would just like cut into new conspiracies about 9/11 and stuff like that, and it was so funny.
So when you say you watched the last season, are you talking about the last one they put out, or is this officially the last one?
The last one they put out. This last one, yeah.
And they do their seasons are way shorter now, aren't they? It's only
I think it was only 8 episodes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think they said that's pretty much what they said to the fans. They're like, if you want the show, this is what you get. Like, we can't do full seasons, full 17 episodes or whatever anymore. So
I'm for it, even though I didn't think it was like the greatest episodes or whatever. I still enjoy them, and it's just seeing them in new stuff is funny, and seeing them age is crazy too.
Yeah.
And I guess it ended with Charlie's mom in the show passed away in real life.
Okay.
And so they kind of did like a, at the end of it, like, we're gonna miss you, we love you, or whatever. And so that was kind of cool to see. And then the last thing that I have is this is a hot topic on the internet right now. The band Geese, who I brought up on this podcast before, they played SNL this weekend, and a lot of old people and probably young, I think young people get it. Older people are like, "What is this crap? Where's Chris Farley? I miss Chris. This show sucked. Last time it was good." Chris Farley. That's how they talk.
Chris, like he's gonna come back anytime soon.
Yeah. I meet so many of those people all the time, and I'm just like, shut up. Just shut up. So the band Geese, they played 2 songs on SNL. The first song they played, I don't know the name of it. It was in French. It was like Au Bon Pan or whatever. The second song they played was like the song that I really like. It's called Trinidad. And it's just you probably never heard of a band play music like this before. And on SNL, it was cool to see them actually play it live. I've only heard on Spotify this album before. The only reason I even listened to this band was because they were the New Yorker's #1 album of 2025.
That's right. Okay, I was trying to remember when you brought them up.
Yeah, and so they just have this weird kind of bluesy, jazzy, screamy, I don't know what it is, but it's not just normal music or whatever. Honestly, if you listen to the whole album, to me it sounds like a lot of Rolling Stones type stuff, which I'm not a big fan of, but they're just they're doing their own thing for sure. So huge thumbs up from me for the band Geese on SNL, although a lot of older people will disagree with you because they don't know what good music is. Not that this would be good or whatever.
So obviously this is a pretty big band. If they were on SNL, like, was this just kind of like cool news for you, or did they do their? How does can you? I don't even know. Can you go on like the NBC website and see like what their schedule is coming up, or do you just weekly have to find out?
No, I knew they were going to be on. They usually release, because they'll do like 3 or 4 live episodes, then they'll take a couple weeks off because it's usually like Thanksgiving. Then they'll do 3 or 4 episodes, then they take off because it's Christmas. So every time they have like little chunks like that, they'll announce who those 3 weeks or 4 weeks
Oh,
are going to
okay.
be. So yeah, I knew they were going to be on, and I was kind of excited because I've never seen them perform before, and it was good. I enjoyed it a lot. I don't know. A lot of people just say they're like the new trendy band. They're like the Strokes or whatever, but that's fine by me. I don't care. I think it's interesting music. So thumbs up for Geese.
That's funny, real quick, that you say the Strokes, because I keep coming, or at least recently, I've seen the reel a few times, and it's like at the drive-in changed SNL or whatever. It was like, remember that song One Arm Scissor?
Yeah.
Which was it was a pretty cool song, I guess. I didn't really care for that band at all, other than that
No, me
song.
neither.
But like just watching them perform, you're like, all right, this is cool, but it's like this looks ridiculous. Like I mean, they're just like spazzing. I mean, like I give them credit for having that much energy, and it's probably a cool live show. But it's like after like 2 songs, I'd be like, I'm fucking out of here.
All that, like at the drive-in, Mars Volta. I never understood any of that. That was way over my head. But yeah, so that's it. That's all I got. So let's move on to our very special top 3 and bottom 3, talking about very special episodes.
Yes.
Which way do you want to start, top or bottom?
Oh man,
I think we'd start with.
I'm not all right. I'm gonna here. This is what I got. This is what I got for you guys. Okay. Like I said at the top of the episode, I feel like these are all bad, but I don't like. All right. So what I did, I just made 2 different lists. Okay. I have one of them. It has the 5 episodes from Saved by the Bell that are the very special episodes, and I have those as my goods because I love Saved by the Bell, and there's nothing wrong with it. And then for my bads, I have 5 more. So we'll just say like 3 and then 2 potent notables. So we can start with the good. We'll start with the good, okay?
All right.
I'm gonna start things off then. Okay, so my number 5, or I guess my potent notable, would be Saved by the Bell season 3 episode 21. There's no hope with dope. This is where pop TV star Johnny Dakota comes to town, and he's gonna film an anti-drug commercial at Bayside High. Till they find out that Johnny Dakota likes to smoke the reefer himself, and they find this out. And actually, there's that great reel or meme that came from this, the one of like the whole Saved by the Bell cast, and it's like stupid, dumb, and it would go to the next, like that whole part. And there's also little Easter egg from this episode. There's like a stoner guy in that episode, and his name's like Slug or something. That guy also plays a character on Saved by the Bell called Moose, who's like another kind of idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I absolutely wish that more people were named Slug, and
I don't know if that's his name. It's something like that, or Skig, or
I know, but like every TV show had that, it was the one like deadbeat guy, and his name was just like Bolt or whatever. And you were just like,
some cool Bolt is a good one.
Bolt's solid.
Yeah. All right, what you got?
I'm gonna go. All I have is 3 episodes each. Actually, I have 1 potent notable. They could all be on any list here, but
as I said, this is just a fun list this week.
I'm gonna give you a list of memorable. So good for me.
Okay.
Number 3 is All in the Family. There was an episode, All in the Family. It's got its racist undertones or overtones, I guess, or whatever. Straight up racism. Yeah.
Yep.
This was an episode where it was Edith Bunker's 50th birthday, and everyone was like next door, and a guy came to the door pretending to be like a police officer and basically came in to sexually assault Edith Bunker, which is a choice being made. And this episode was crazy, like held her at gunpoint. And just Archie Bunker then came back into the house. I'm going off a little bit of memory here, so You
Yeah, I have not seen this episode. I'm aware of it, but yeah, I don't
so
really.
Archie comes back into the house. The guy kind of hides and threatens Edith if she says anything, and then Archie ends up leaving. And so
Oh
you were like,
God.
"Oh, he could have been there to save her," but instead he wasn't. And eventually, in the end, she ends up like she had a cake in the oven, and when she went to get the cake out, it was hot and it was burning,
Oh, the old
and so
cake in the
she
face.
threw the cake at the guy. But then the
Nice.
next episode was like her embarrassed to tell anybody, her like dealing with the like
Oh,
PTSD
jeez.
and all. Like it was a really, really deep, like crazy episode, 2 episodes.
Yeah, I was
And
gonna say, was it a part 1 and 2?
yeah. And
Wow.
for me, it's just like a memorable episode because I remember watching this when I was younger and like
Wow.
not really knowing what was going on, but just feeling how intense the whole thing was. And there was even a part where she like slaps her daughter because her daughter like she told her daughter, and her daughter was like, "You need to come forward. You need to tell on this guy." And she like slapped her daughter and it was like,
Oh
"Shut
my
up!"
God.
Like it's a crazy episode.
Jeez.
And then eventually she found out that the guy like assaulted another woman. And that's when she
Mm.
came out and like, whatever. But it was a just big, crazy, like,
Damn.
holy crap of 2 episodes of that show. So that's my number 3.
Okay. Let me collect my thoughts again here real quick.
What do you got, Bolt?
I got well, let's see, what do I want to do here? Season 3, episode 11 of Saved by the Bell, called Pipe Dreams. This is the one where CalStar, the oil company, I forgot if they found like oil deposits on the football field or something, or there was something where they were going to drill for oil and there was going to be all this money and Bayside was going to get this new state of the art football field. But then the oil started killing all the animals, and there is the only episode in the show I think ever that Zach Morris likes animals. Becky the duck, and then Becky gets killed
Yeah.
by oil. So yeah, stay away from oil. Also, Jesse Spano, side story for her, has like a kind of a non-AC Slater crush in that episode. Some dork named Grant. He's the one that
Okay.
they're like protesting together. And yeah,
Saved by the Bell had the best,
yeah, they had good ones.
very special
I'm gonna
episodes.
tell you about 3 more of them.
All right. Well, let me give you my number 2. This is another one that is like depressing and crazy. But I absolutely think it's like brilliant television. It is, and honestly, it's not a real special episode,
Okay.
but it kind of is because they never really talked about this during the regular show.
This is
This
an
is
amazing buildup, by the way.
It's
This is
Mork
me
and
rubbing
Mindy.
my hands together. Morgan, is it really?
No, it's
Oh,
the
I was like,
last episode of Dinosaurs.
yeah. Okay, when you said last episode, yeah.
Dinosaurs last episode is one of the most depressing things I've ever seen in my life. And they still have hope that they're going to get through this. By the way, corporations ruined the planet with like whatever, their chemicals and all this stuff. And they end up basically the planet is about to explode or freeze over or whatever it is. And the dinosaurs, they see it happening, but they're like, we'll be okay. We've been around for 150 million years. What can possibly go wrong? And then it zooms out and you see like their house completely covered in snow. Like, I mean, like insane amounts of snow. And you just realize like it's over. Like they're the
dead.
extinction of the show, of the dinosaurs, of a TV show that had a baby dinosaur that said "not the mama" and
Not the mama.
hit you with the frying pan.
Yeah.
This is how they go out, and what a way to go out. So absolutely love it, but insane, crazy, very special style episode to me.
My first time hearing that, I mean, I used to watch the show, but I never watched it to the finale. I believe it was Bitter Marks when you were talking about this finale,
Yeah.
and I almost started crying listening to it then because I was like, I didn't know that's how it ended with them.
Did you ever watch it?
Off. Oh, I watched the show. I've never seen that episode though. But like since you
Still, you
talked
still
about it
haven't
many
watched
years
the
ago, I've
ending of
never
it?
watched. You know what? I think I probably like watched a clip of just the very end. I don't know. I
Okay.
do remember. I'm mixing it up with there's the episode where they would always like dump the old people like into the tar pits or whatever.
Yeah.
When they just push the grandma up. I, for whatever reason, I'm mixing it up with that. But
I
yeah, no,
gotta
I
I
don't
gotta
think.
watch that show again.
Well, there was another one when I was looking through for very special episodes. There was the one where Robbie was on steroids.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Wow.
I vaguely remember that one, but I just saw the picture and it was like, oh yeah.
That's amazing.
Oh, that's so fun. Okay. My next one is Saved by the Bell actually. It's season 3, episode 24, Home for Christmas, and this is the one where Zach dates a homeless girl
Oh
while they're
yeah.
all working
Yeah.
at the mall. This one's not really that very special episode because really all it is saying like, I don't know, I guess don't judge homeless people. But yeah, the episode itself, not too bad, but yeah, I just remember Mr. Moody, the guy at
Oh
the
yeah,
place that
yeah.
like called the cops on him, and she's like, cops. I don't know why I always remember that reaction of hers, but yeah,
Yeah,
just
and
another Saved by the Bell.
to take things to a really depressing area, what are the homeless people doing in this Chicago winter, dude? It's
Dude,
insane.
I felt
I was
so
thinking about
bad.
it earlier today. I was like, what do they do?
All right, so this and not to get like political or so anything like that, but like, do you ever because in the back of all of our minds, it's always just like, yeah, who knows if that person's like actually, but when they're out in this kind of fucking weather, I mean,
Yeah,
like, I genuinely felt like in my stomach after I drove past like a dad and his kid and didn't get like I never have cash on me, but I had like $7. It's like I genuinely wanted to go back. And it's like, even if this guy's just, this kid's sitting out, like, and that's when I
yeah.
hate it when, like, when the kid's got to be out there with the parent.
When the kid
Oh,
or a dog is involved,
yeah.
forget it.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'll take the kid, I'll get him food, and I'll bring him back.
And, yeah, Goff,
but,
take the
but,
kid.
yeah, that sounded weird. But no, I mean, like, I have, like, in the past couple days, there's a couple, when I drive through Glen Ellen, speaking of Glen Ellen, I mean, like, there's a couple homeless people that, like, reside in Glen Ellen, so I see them
Mhm,
all the time, and it's like,
yeah.
man, it's like, good for you for trucking on, I guess, but fucking
Uh,
sucks.
so yeah, sorry to bring the show
That's all
there.
right.
But that takes us to my number one favorite of these things, which for me is a Boy Meets World episode. There's a couple Boy Meets World. They also did these episodes pretty well. But for me, the episode where Sean joins a cult is really, really
It's me
awesome.
drawing a pentagram on my forehead.
Oh, okay. I thought you were itching. For many reasons. One, it's just a weird, crazy episode. Two, Mr. Turner's in a motorcycle accident in this episode. That was his teacher
Oh
who he
yeah,
was,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, he was
The
living with.
longer haired guy, right?
Yeah, and so he was in this accident and like unconscious, in the hospital or whatever. And Sean goes with the like cult leader to the hospital. And obviously Corey and Topanga and their parents are there and all that stuff, and they know what's going on. And in this episode, the dad, Alan,
Yep.
like says he's gonna kill the guy, like threatens the guy's life. He's like, these children, like I'll kill for these children or whatever it was. Then he
Yeah.
holds the guy up to the wall, and then the mom has to be like, Alan,
Yeah.
and just super intense, crazy. And then Sean makes the right decision at the end. But yeah, I don't think you see Mr. Turner after that episode either. I
Oh
could be
wow.
wrong, but I think that might be it for him.
Huh.
So who knows what happens? But just a insane episode to do cult stuff in a like
Yeah.
TV show like that.
That's definitely one of the writers was like,
Yeah,
guys, you know what we haven't done yet?
yeah,
Like a cult. Yeah, that's a deep pull right there.
yeah.
All right, I got another Saved by the Bell one here.
Oh,
This is which one is this? Oh, this is season 4, episode 10. Drinking and Driving is the name of the episode. So that's what happens. This one I probably have the least amount of recollection of. I remember Zach was the one driving, and I remember Slater like broke his shoulder or something like that. I forgot what the party was, but either way, yeah, very special episode. Don't drink and driving then.
Boys will be boys, you know what I'm saying?
Boys will be boys. My number one, and I gotta tell you, Sasha, I'm so excited to talk
No,
about this
brother.
one. It is called Jesse's Song, Season 2, Episode 9. All right. Probably the most iconic Saved by the Bell episode just because of that part. This is when Jesse, Kelly, and Lisa start an all-girl group called Hot Sunday, and or what's her name, Jessie, who's obviously she's like the bookworm of the group, has to balance this crazy new lifestyle with her studying, so she starts taking pills, uppers to be exact. And when Zach finds this out, I think Slater tells her about it, or he tells Zach about it, and Zach doesn't believe him. But yeah, Elizabeth Berkley, I'm gonna say it. I think the acting is very good here. Maybe not the "I'm so excited" part, but when she actually starts crying and breaks down and she's like, "I'm so scared." Like, I'm actually just like, wow, like I'm convinced. I mean, the "I'm so excited" part, it was ridiculous, but yeah, from there it's just like, this is fantastic acting, kid. You're
Yeah,
gonna
this is
go
the
places.
first. This is the first. Yeah, striptease.
Yeah,
This is the first episode that comes to mind, like
I think so. Yeah,
immediately, and I was
yeah,
like, well, I can't talk about it. Like, it's I
I had
can't. I
to.
just but because you think about it first, like there's a reason for that. That's like this is that type of episode,
You
and
know,
so yeah, it's a good call.
I was gonna send you, actually, because you do all the work with the thumbnails. I was gonna send you one of that, and I was gonna be like, here it is, boom. But there's no picture of both of their faces,
Oh,
like when she's breaking down, it's like Zach's back or like just the side of his head. It's like, damn it. So
yeah.
I'll trust you on this one. All right.
Fresh Prince also did an episode where I think Carlton got hooked on speed, but
Oh,
he did
probably,
not
yeah,
do.
because he was like a study nerd, so makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah,
Okay. All right. Well, for me, I guess this is like, is this your bottoms now, or? Because this is
yeah.
just the
Sure.
second part of my list. This is where I get a little more diverse.
Eh,
Not in this one though. I'm going to start off, and I'm going to stick with the Fresh Prince because you just talked about it. This one called Bullets Over Bel Air, where Will gets shot while using an ATM machine.
This is mine.
I'm sorry, I stole yours. I
No,
cut
no,
right. That was your perfect segue for you to get into Fresh Prince, and I stole it, and I'm so sorry.
no, no. That's perfectly fine because I was just about to say there's also an episode where Carlton buys a gun
Yep.
because Will gets
Give me
robbed
the
at the
gun,
ATM.
Carlton. Give me the
Yep.
gun, Carlton. It's
Yeah.
just that was one of the most, I think, shocking, for not shocking, like, oh my god, they brought a gun, but when the tone shifted so much that I was like, I
Yeah.
don't think I like this at all. I don't want them to do that. Like, maybe it was just because Will Smith was such a good, like, comedic character. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did
that one
you
was
do you have
weird.
any other Fresh Prince on this list or no?
No.
Because they also had an episode where like Will Smith's dad came back in the show, and
Oh.
Will got really excited because his dad came back and he was, oh, we're back together, and then the dad ends up leaving again, and so at the end Will is like, like enraged or whatever, and crying and whatever, and he's like, Uncle Phil, why doesn't he want me?
Mm.
So that was like one of those episodes, and
Well,
they
there's
embraced.
one too where Will and Carlton get pulled over from one
Yep,
officer.
yeah,
Yeah, so I
yep.
forgot about that one too. Shit. I
Yeah, and
guess
then Uncle Phil has to come, like
yeah, and he like, I'm a
whatever.
lawyer. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
I wouldn't fuck with Uncle Phil, dude.
no, no,
Okay,
he's the
well,
best.
I stole your number 3 with my number 5.
Hey, that's fine.
So
That was both of our number threes. I'll go on with my number two here.
okay.
This is so I'm in my like least favorite stuff here. We're going Boy Meets World again.
Okay.
And this is an episode where Corey and Topanga have broken up, and so Corey and Sean decide they're gonna just get hammered and just start drinking.
Yeah, that's what
And
you
the
do.
boys get drunk and they start, destroying property and get arrested or whatever. And it's just like, it felt like horrible acting and just kind of like unnecessary for the show. They did so much good stuff. I don't know. I just never liked this episode really. And I guess that's it. And I think Sean is the one who kind of like continued, like his alcoholism was in his family, so like he was still drinking, and Corey was like, I'm done. Like, like I whatever. So that was kind of part of it. And yeah, I don't know. I just never enjoyed that episode too much. So
okay. All right. Well, I have another kind of obvious one here, and it's weird too because the last one I said was season 5, episode 15. This is another season 5, episode 15. I don't know if this one is considered a very special episode, and I feel like we've talked about this episode. It is the episode Crime and Punishment of Roseanne, where Jackie is getting abused by her boyfriend. And Jackie, right? Yeah, the sister.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And have you seen this one?
No, I don't
thought
know
we
this one.
mentioned it for some reason. Okay, so first of all, it's a weird ass episode because I remember there was like a subplot where DJ was in trouble because like he brought a magazine to school, and Dan thought it was going to be like a porno mag, but it ended up being like a graphic novel, which is weird because I didn't even know what graphic novels were back then. They're just like, comic books basically. But anyway, so then like throughout the episode, you kind of notice, not Jackie, Aunt Becky. I'm sorry, right? What is Roseanne's sister? Becky.
No,
right?
Becky's the daughter.
Becky's the oldest sister.
Daughter.
What is it Jackie then?
Yeah.
It is Jackie. Lori Metcalf. Right?
Yes, correct.
There we go. Okay, we got it. Okay. So throughout the episode, you notice she has like bruising. And then at the end of the episode, she finally comes out and tells them that her boyfriend or boss or whatever has been beating her. And Dan just does one of those, like he grabs his coat and he walks out the door, and then he comes back like in the next scene and he's got like blood on his hands.
Wow.
Yeah, I swear to. And then the cops come and they arrest him. And I remember like the stinger of the episode is like where after this terrible thing happens, like Dan just fucking beats this dude to a pulp and then gets arrested. When the cops are driving him to jail, they see DJ's principal, and I think Dan like holds up his wrist to show him that he's been arrested, just to kind of show him the dysfunction of the family. But yeah, that was like I said, these aren't even my worst ones. This is just my other category that isn't Saved by the Bell. So, but yeah, I remember that one. That was just like a holy shit, because like when she came in crying, it was like I don't like this, because I was still a kid. It's like.
Yeah, and like you're saying here, it's tough to do a bottom 3 or a top 3 kind of. They're just kind of like random lists here.
Yeah.
My number 1 is also a little bit random. I don't know if it's my least fit. Like I don't hate it, but I do not like how it made me feel. And but I mean, they probably did a good job. There's a recency bias here because I've been watching this recently, but it was the 8 Simple Rules episode when John Ritter passed away. So it was pretty crazy to watch this episode, and just like really almost shocking, knowing that it was happening too, by the way. And then watching the episode, knowing how they're reacting to what news that they got, which was that John Ritter had died or whatever, in an accident or however it was on the show. Yeah. But then watching the people who act on this show, who are like clearly sad, still act and have to act as sad, was like, it was too much for me. I loved it as far, I love the show as much as I watched, which was up until season 2, episode 4 or whatever. Because that's when he passed, and I was like, I don't even want to watch past this anymore. I don't even think I finished the episode. It was a sad episode, and I was like, man, that was rough. That was very rough.
They bring in like the grandpa, I think, and then David Spade, right?
Yeah.
He's like the mom's brother. I remember when that happened too, because it was so shocking, and it was one of those like, oh my god, they're just gonna play this out on the. They're not gonna like cancel the show. Well, maybe that did cancel, because you said it only went like 2 seasons, right, or 3?
I think it went 3, but from what I read, the ratings went way down. Like the ratings were huge for people chiming in to see like what was happening, but then immediately. Not immediately, but they kind of went downhill, because it was like, all right, well, it's not the same show as it used to be. I mean, the first episode of that the first season of that show is really, really good. I mean, the people in it are all very, very good. It's very funny. It's not. It's a little bit Full House cheesy towards some of the end of some of the episodes, but most of it's really, really funny. Cliff Clavin from Cheers is like their next door neighbor, which is
Okay.
funny. Yeah, just a good
See
show
the
in general.
mailman?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But boy, was that a heavy episode.
Oh. All right, well, that's nothing when you're going to hear about this one.
Saved by
All
the
right.
Bell,
No.
season 3, episode 4. Screech gets sexually assaulted at the max.
Screech gets his first boner. All right. A lot of season 5s, though. Season 5, episode 16. Different Strokes. The Bicycle Man. This one just sounds like a horror movie. Are you familiar with this one?
I'm familiar with it, but only because of reading up
Okay.
on this stuff. Like, I don't remember watching this or seeing this episode or anything, but yeah, I just read about it recently.
I have seen it. It's been a long ass time, and like, say, going through the list, reading about it, it was like, yeah, jogging memories. But uh, Arnold, that's his name, right? The kid. he he started. I forget why, but he's like hanging out at this bicycle shop, and you find out that the guy who runs the shop is a pedophile, and it's like a 2-part episode, and I think the second part is them trying to like bust this guy like a sting type thing. So it's like, but I remember it was just, even as a kid, it was like that guy was played to be very just like, ugh, like there wasn't really anything like, I mean, he was smiling and stuff, but I mean, like how predatory he was, like even on this TV show, it was like, okay, I get it. I get
I
it.
I hate when my pedophiles don't have redeeming qualities.
You know what yeah, I see. All right. So we do have morals. Did you have a potent notable? I forgot, or was that in your other list?
No, I guess there was also an episode which I did not see, but it just sounded funny. Kimmy Gibbler gets drunk in an episode of Full House.
I had to have seen that. I've seen like everyone, but I don't remember that one.
Yeah, I don't remember it, but it sounded hilarious, so I wanted to at least bring it up.
Yeah. I remember the one with Stephanie's friend getting like abused.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty rough. Okay, I got 2 more. All right. So we're gonna get away from sitcoms here for a second. We're gonna go to a drama. We're going to season 2, episode 14 of Beverly Hills 90210. This episode called The Next 50 Years. This is what, so I don't, did you watch the show? Do you know the characters? Like if I talk about these people?
I know the characters. I've never watched the show, and I know our dear friend Pete loves the show. So sorry, Pete, that I did not
I
watch it.
definitely used to watch 90210. But
That checks out, yeah.
Yeah, come on. I used to rollerblade. I got a rollerblade sticker somewhere on my desk. Anyway, so in this episode, The Next 50 Years, David Silver's, I think his name's David Silver, or is that the NBA? That's David Stern. The character played by Brian Austin Green. So in the earlier seasons of that show, he was a dork, and he started dating Donna, and Donna was kind of friends with like the cool. So eventually, by the end, Brian Austin Green's character is like now part of the cool group. So this starts happening early on, and this his buddy Scott kind of starts like getting pushed to the side. And so they're having a birthday party for this kid, and it's like a really pathetic party because no one's there. And this is like high school, but it's just like his parents are throwing him like a little kids party. And for whatever reason, they end up in like his dad's study. I don't know, his dad's little they're in Beverly Hills, so it's a huge ass house, but his dad's like little office, whatever. And he's like, "Hey, David, check it out. Look at this gun my dad has." I'm sorry I'm laughing, but it's just so stupid. Because he starts twirling it around, like, look, and then like David's like, Scott, put it down. He's like, look, keeps twirling it, and then it's like a slow motion, like with like hair, like doing this and stuff, but they don't actually show him shoot himself. But anyway, the gun goes off and he shoots himself and dies. So
wow.
Yeah, he shoots himself in the stomach, which is like, holy shit, they should have just said he shot himself in the head. That probably would have been less painful. But anyway, yeah, this episode, because I remember like when we talked about this list, that was one of the ones I pulled out my phone and I wrote it in my notes immediately because it was like I gotta look back into that episode. But David's reaction is just, and it also said that they had to edit the scene, or at least like later versions, they cleaned it up to make it less. I don't ever remember, unless it was like the implication was too strong, but I just remember David's face looking ridiculous in slow motion as he watched him do this, because he does like one of these too, the grabbing his head. Okay, but that's nothing compared to,
Once you said the implication, I started thinking about Always Sunny again. And
yeah.
yeah, if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. But it's about the
I
implication.
had more time. Okay. All right. So this one, now this one I'm actually going to put as my number one worst, because I remember this one, and this one actually scared me as a kid. Okay. Season 2, episode 13, Give Me a Break. Did you watch this show? With Nell
Yeah,
Carter?
Nell Carter, Joey,
Nell.
whoa, when he was a kid.
Oh yeah, he was in that. Wow.
Mm.
Yeah, Nell Carter, getting a lot of range playing a character named Nell Harper. But anyway, so if you're familiar with the show, you'll know that it's three, I don't know, teenage daughters, and their father who is single and he's a police officer, and a very scary old man character. Like if you watch that show, which it wasn't like one of my favorite shows, but I watched it enough, just a character that like you'd watch it, you'd be like, this guy looks like he's gonna fucking explode at any second. And it didn't really sit right because he was the father, like this very overbearing, aggressive father of three daughters that were like too old for him to like spank. But like it was weird. It was just a weird dynamic. So I think that's why they had to have Nell Carter's character, because they needed to have a mother character, because their mother on the show passed away from smoking, is all they say. So obviously cancer. And in this episode, which is called Julie Smokes, Dad finds a cigarette in the laundry, a cigarette butt. So he's kind of on the prowl now, trying to figure out, but without telling the daughters that he found this cigarette, he's going to try to find out which one of them smoking. And I remember he goes into Julie's room. She's smoking in her room, by the way. So he knocks on the door, and I forgot what for some reason, I'm thinking she puts the cigarette in like her bedpost, like she has a hidden little compartment she sticks it in, and she's holding the smoke in. So the dad comes into the room and starts talking to her just about whatever, not smelling anything, but then after about 10 seconds, she has to exhale because she can't just hold it anymore, right into his face, and he fucking slaps her. It's a
Wow.
brutal scene. I mean, like, it's because I'm not joking. You got those vibes watching this. And this actor, I think he was in other stuff. I don't know his name, but if you look him up, you might remember him. Just, he was very convincing as like an overbearing, protective, strict single dad with three daughters. But when he slapped this girl, I mean, it was like, I mean, like, because I remember when she exhaled the smoke, it was like a studio audience, and half of them laughed, and then the other half were like, oh, and sure enough, he belts her across the jaw. And I mean, it's just like, for how big that dude is, and he's like a police officer, it was just like, yeah, because I remember I looked it up, and the first Reddit comment was like, this man needs to fix his anger issues, like it's a real person. But yeah, it was kind of like, I'm glad I'm not the only person that thought that. It's like, yeah, this dude was like a loose cannon all the time. So yeah. Whew.
So we did it, huh?
We did it, man. That was fantastic.
Always end on abuse is what I say. So
yeah.
that was it. Top and bottom, or weirdest and not weirdest, very special episodes. I liked it.
I think that's a niche category. I love it.
There's a good category to do, which means next week we'll be doing a brand new top 3 and bottom 3. Obviously, I'm going to give you 3 that I'm asking you to pick from. But if you have one that you want to do, just mention it. Okay. I'm thinking olds, top and bottom old people.
Okay.
British people, top and bottom British people.
I already know my number one British person, but okay.
Or and we've talked a lot of TV today, so you might not want this one, but favorite and least favorite TV episodes of all time. Episodes.
Yeah, we'll put a pin in that one for now. We brought that up a while ago. I think that's like a
Yeah.
super duper duper research one. So I think let's do olds.
Olds?
I think olds is fun. Yeah.
So any old people.
Because yeah, I think that's the beauty of old people because like when we were kids, it's like Bill Murray was old, you know. But
Yeah.
no, not like I'm joking. I'm not gonna be like facetious like that. But isn't it funny to you though when you watch '80s TV shows how old everyone looked? Like it's
Yeah,
like
and they were
yeah,
like
he was 22
25.
in this episode, and
Yeah.
I thought he was like 38. Because my
Do
dad always looked like that, you
do
know.
you want to
Like
put an age limit on this?
no, I think we can use good judgment here.
Okay, well then
And
you
I'm
don't
not
know
gonna
us
don't
at
I'm not
all.
gonna say like older sister. No, I know what I'm doing. I understand the assignment. It's gonna next week's episode is gonna suck.
Yep. And we'll see you then.
Later.